Cumia has 4K. Cumia has 4K viewers tonight. No wonder why I like Sheila. Trailer Park Phil is now helping Cumia with the Jeep. Oh, they're doing it? Geno's right. Geno's right.
Geno is making money. Aaron's making money. Is over to total mistake. I had told Kevin that piece of shit. And it's because and I'll say it on Kevin's show, I had told Kevin that when Aaron was fired. No, I don't get that. That wasn't it. Total mistake on my part. When Aaron left Compound Media to go over to Luis Gomez's outfit over there, there was his pay. His pay was there. There was the show. Geno was making money. Aaron's making money. And now we had Aaron's money because he had left. And I was under the assumption, I swear to you, that I had given Geno Aaron's money. I truly believed that. Iraq will verify that I am one of the worst businessmen you'll ever know.
Oh, he's walking it back now. He didn't give Geno another red cent because then Geno would be, I'll have to explain to Garrett and Steve why he didn't give them more money. Guaranteed he gave Geno Bisconte more money when Aaron Berg left. Guaranteed.
I literally, and I swear this, I did not know what anyone at Compound Media was making up until 6 months before the whole thing ended.
No, he knew what I was making. I made it very clear, $100 a week.
I didn't know what anyone made.
You knew what I made, you fucking liar. $100 a week.
They could have made $20,000 a year. They could have made $200,000 a year. I had no clue. My fault. I am lazy when it comes to business things. I don't like conflict. Everyone knows that. I don't want to know things. I just want things to continue on.
He must have studied Pat Dixon. He's doing the same thing Pat Dixon did. He's like over-explaining to cover up the fact that he said he gave Geno all the money, all Aaron's bird. Definitely, Geno had to get more money because, like I said, he had to fill the chair. He had to pay Stancil. He wasn't paying Stancil out of his own pocket. So he got more money. That's a fact. Did he get all of Aaron Berg's money? I doubt it.
Of course. So I honestly, I swear to you,
Where are the super chats?
Did not know what anyone was making. And I recall, and I don't know if Geno will remember this, but I do recall saying, like in Sullivan's, when Aaron left, I said, Geno, you don't need a co-host. We don't have to hire him. You take Aaron's pay. I know I said that in probably drunk, probably that. And I'm not saying that was a contract. I'm not saying that would happen. That I don't know. I never knew. I assumed that is what happened, but I was mistaken. That money went back into the Compound Media vault. Aaron.
You don't have a vault. Because if you did, Bill Schultz would have been in there. He would have moved into the vault.
Aaron's money, and Geno was paid exactly what he had been making.
That's a lie.
Money went back into the Compound Media.
That's a lie.
Vault.
That's
Aaron's
a lie.
money, and Geno was paid exactly what he had been making prior to Aaron leaving. So for that, I apologize. And I mean that. I'm not goofing. I apologize for saying that.
Guaranteed. Geno, all you got to do is show us pay. Again, I work there. They pay you monthly. Show us pay stubs before Aaron left and after Aaron left. That's all you got to do, and then we'll all believe you. I know he got more money. Did he get all of Aaron's money? Probably not. Probably not, because at that point they were cutting costs. That's why E-Rock, middle manager, killer, E-Rock was there. E-Rock was there to cut costs. They cut all everybody's show. They didn't replace anybody. But Geno got more money to at least pay guests.
On Kevin Brennan's show. I know. For that, I apologize. And I mean that. I'm not goofing. I apologize.
His volume's a little low. I turn it up as much as I could, so don't get mad at me.
For saying that on Kevin Brennan's show.
On Kevin Brennan's award-winning #1 show. Why can't I get bigger names on #1?
I know it gave Brennan fuel, but Brennan apologized. And I mean that. I'm not goofing. I apologize for saying that on Kevin Brennan's show. I know it gave Brennan fuel, but Brennan, it's so funny. Kevin put out probably 5 clips of me doing his show. Because I understand. Look, I'm no dummy. I
don't do clips. He's giving me credit for making clips. I don't make the clips. People made clips. They don't work for me. I don't make a single fucking clip. He's out of his fucking mind. He's on the sauce again. Brennan put out clips. I didn't. In fact, I had to put the show on Rumble because Chad came in at the end.
I bring viewers to probably 5 clips of me doing his show. I know it gave Brennan fuel, but Brennan, it's so funny. Kevin put out probably 5 clips.
I could sue him for defamation. Kevin put out probably 5 clips. I didn't put out any clips. I don't know how to do it. I'd have to go to YouTube and learn how to put out clips
of me doing his show. Because I understand. Look, I'm no dummy. I know I bring viewers to other people's shows. And I'm not even being like, I bring the fuck. I'm not saying that.
Sounds a little bit like that.
All I'm saying is when I do other people's shows, their viewership goes up.
My numbers went up that day. My numbers did go up. That's why Cumia is an idiot to do Shuli shows for free. Is he going to do trainables? My numbers did go up. I think the max he did 1,200 that day. Yeah, I wrote it down. I always write down the max because YouTube will tell you what the max viewership was for the episode. So I wrote it down. I think it was about 1,200, which is we usually do max probably about 800. So yeah, it was 50% higher. That's a fact. The YouTube money was higher, but YouTube fucked me. So it wasn't that much higher. The net wasn't that much higher. But that's why Cumia should charge Shuli. I would love to pay Cumia $100.
It's just the way it is. And Kevin understands that. And he put out various clips from my appearance on his show to get more hits.
Anthony, I'm a fan, but Kevin didn't put out any clips. There are clips. Different people. Stalin 19 put out. I think Doom put out. I think My Lost Interest put out. I think Misery Loves Clips put out. So maybe that's why he made a mistake. Because Geno used to think I ran Misery Loves Clips. So I think Misery Loves Clips put out clips. So he thinks that's my channel. I guess honest mistake, honestly.
I get it. And Kevin understands that is when I do other people's shows, their viewership goes up. It's just the way it is. And Kevin understands that. And he put out various clips from my appearance on his show to get more hits. I get it. Other people that I don't even know where these accounts came from, they put clips of myself on Kevin's show. And I can understand how Geno probably got pissed because he sees these clips. He sees people talking about it, the comments that I said he was making twice the amount that we paid him after Aaron left. Again, I apologize. But
oh, good. There's a big but. There's a big but. I can't wait. Bottle of red. Oh, he's drinking the IPAs. What are they called, Carls?
When Geno started talking about loyalty.
Thank you. Wow. Okay. Listen. This is why when I do a show, I don't always want to have a guest booked. And again, I'm not besmirching anybody, but I'm just saying, like, last night's show was a great show. I'll give you that. But sometimes when the show starts, even last night's show, I didn't have a guest when I jumped on. So part of the reason is because for this, I don't need a guest. And even to have a guest would be rude, me watching Cumia. Because I'm feeling this is going to be gold. And he's live now, so you can't even take this down to stick it to me. So that's what I'm saying. Like, do I need a guest now? No. It would actually be rude if I had a guest because I wouldn't even pay attention to them. It'd be like if I was on a date with somebody and then a hot girl walked in. Yeah, and I'm saying Cumia is a hot girl. And a hot girl walks in, and all of a sudden I'm like, why am I with this date? And I'd rather talk to Anthony Cumia. But he's talking about Geno was bragging. I think this is all on My Lost Interest. And then Chad watched it. I don't know if it's on Chad's channel because I was watching it today. That might be on My Lost Interest too. Chad watching Geno react to Cumia. So go ahead, Anthony.
Like I was when Geno started talking about loyalty. Like I was disloyal to Geno for.
He's right. He's disloyal for paying Geno hundreds of thousands of dollars over the 7 years, 8 years, 9 years that he was there.
Saying that on Kevin's show. Like I was disloyal to Geno for saying that on Kevin's show. I really believe that you have to probably weigh the previous decade of loyalty over what I said on Kevin Brennan's show.
Right.
Maybe you could go,
it's a tie.
Loyalty seems pretty solid. This, I don't know. He said something about how much money I was making. And then to, kind of claim that he now just can say fuck loyalty. Suck my dick, Anthony, I think was one of the things he said.
Say it.
That kind of got me because I consider Geno not just
wow, he's getting choked up. And to be perfectly fair with Anthony is good at recalling, putting the equation together. Like I explained it before. When I quit the first time, Anthony basically told that whole weekend what he did, and so he's pretty good at, lining up the logical explanation for like, okay, this is what happened. He's basically going to lay it out what happened with Geno. And like I said, my experience with Cumia has been he's pretty good at this stuff, where he's not gonna like embellish it. He's just gonna tell you what happened, and now he's gonna tell you what happened. So this is absolute gold. Thank you, Anthony Cumia. If I just Venmo, I'd send him $100 right now.
Just a business partner, a coworker, a friend. I've been out with Geno on occasions that had nothing to do with work. And had some of the greatest fucking times drinking and laughing.
When I would do Cumia show, or like before I worked there on the Thursday, before he's doing the Thursday on a regular, if I dropped in the Cumia show and then we went to the bar and Geno was there, they were great times. Not only were they great times, Geno and Cumia would go karaokeing. They wouldn't ask me because they know that's probably not my thing. I could invite them myself. I'm not like Ray DeVito with Michael Che and Mark Norman at the stand where they're like, we're going to see Chappelle at Madison Square Garden, and Ray could have been like, hey, can I go? They would have been like, no. But I could have gone karaoke with these guys because they would have probably loved it if I went. Just me singing, and they would have videotaped it and played it everywhere. But Cumia and these guys are tight. This is Eric Roberts and Pope at Greenwich Village. Eric Roberts and Mickey Rourke. I mean, these guys are tight. They would go literally the night would never end. They would go karaoke and then not close. They would have to get in a cab and go uptown.
I've been out with Geno on occasion, not just a business partner, a coworker, a friend. I've been out with Geno on occasions that had nothing to do with work and had some of the greatest fucking.
He's not lying. Listen. One of the sad parts about them leaving is like they were great times. Getting drunk, like when we did the football show, that was one of the best times I ever had in my fucking life. And there's on the clip, I'm saying, if I'm killed on the way home, tell my wife that I died doing what I loved. That's how great that night was. And I was hammered. But Cumia is a great guy to hang out with when you're drinking, and Geno is too. So Cumia is not embellishing at 1% here.
Times drinking and laughing. A friend. I've been out with Geno on occasions that had nothing to do with work and had some of the greatest fucking times drinking and laughing. And I would never say anything on a show to anyone privately. I defy any one of my friends or family or anyone to come forward and say, oh, I remember when you shit talked Geno. And it's never been done. I went on Kevin's show. I said something that I believed was true.
And again, sorry to keep stopping it. Anthony, Aaron quit in 2022, March or April. And then after that, Cumia had a heart attack practically. So, he wasn't exactly, did it affect his memory or everything that happened before? Again, he probably, like he said, he probably did tell Geno, you don't need a co-host. Well, you can have Aaron's money, blah, blah, blah. And he probably thought that was what happened. And then between that and everything that was going on, and Compound Media wasn't doing great, and E-Rock is an idiot, and then the heart attack or the heart procedure, he probably got some details mixed up with what he was paying Geno. It makes total sense to me, and I'm not dick riding. But you guys know I love the guy. I said it on my last show when he was on. I go, I love you, man, or whatever they say on the Bud Light commercials. Like Cumia is a fantastically funny guy, and this is a fact. And like I said, he usually gets his when he's telling a story, he usually gets the details pretty much on point.
Through my own irresponsibility in my own business. And now I know better. I checked all the numbers, and yeah, you're right. You're right. You did make more money than you'd ever make anywhere else.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
I gotta say that.
Geno didn't make any money until Cumia paid him. That's a fact. Geno didn't. He was on the Artie Lang show. They didn't pay him. Dan Filato confirmed that. Geno never got paid. Didn't make any money as a stand-up before this or after this. The only time he ever made money in his career was this.
There's no podcast. I was paying everyone radio station wages.
Not me.
You get a job at an FM radio station. That's what I was paying people.
No, not people. He was paying Aaron Berg and Geno Bisconte that, and Dave Landau that. But again, it's not a living wage in New York. That's why people quit, or Dave Landau quit, Aaron Berg quit, because to Cumia, it's if he's paying them $70,000 a year, I mean that's a lot of money for the fact that they're not really bringing anything in
at Compound Media. Yeah, production crew, on air, not everyone. I get it. Some people were doing a show one day a week and throwing it on. I get it. But there were people on there making radio station wages.
Yeah, radio station in the 90s. If you like when he got a job in Boston, he was probably making 35,000 a year, which he didn't care because it was better than fucking tin knocking. So he's comparing to that. But it is a lot of money out of Cumia's pocket. He paid an extraordinary amount of money out of his pocket for these clowns.
So, griping that I was saying that it was twice that much. I get it. I understand. Like I said, I was wrong there. I was wrong. But truth be told, to then after that get on and say, suck my dick, Anthony. Geno.
Beavis.
That was a little harsh.
Especially for the Italians. They don't like that kind of talk, right? We all saw Sopranos with they don't like that gay stuff.
There's a clip from, I guess, his diatribe on Garrett and Steve's show where it's like, what? And I get Garrett and Steve. I love those guys. I wouldn't shit talk them, but they were trying to get a little rise. They were trying to get a little TMZ bump.
TM Zuma, getting a plug here with Anthony.
Hey, what's that, Geno? Talking about?
Yeah, well, they got to be fair. And listen, I'll say this to my dying day. Garrett at Compound Media was one of the great employers. I mean, great employees of all time. Not just at Compound Media, just at any job I've ever had or any job I've ever heard. I mean, literally, Garrett should be working at the White House. Garrett's so competent, he should literally be working at a high-level profile job. Government job, running the FBI, or not running it, but maybe third in command.
About Anthony? Ooh, shit-talking Anthony? Let's put it on my...
Listen, you can't put that on Garrett and Steve. Geno was chomping at the bit. Geno's dumb like Pat Dixon's dumb. These guys talk, and they think that's their job to just talk nonsense. And again, yeah, he's right. Geno doesn't have the fucking thing to stand on when it comes to Cumia and loyalty. Everybody saw right through that. Loyalty. The guy's been paying your rent for 10 years.
I get it. They get it. This is no secret in the radio, podcast, broadcast business. Yeah. I'm sure when Garrett and Steve had Geno on and Geno's ready to shit talk me, they were creaming. That's a great get. I get it. For the podcast thing. I'm not talking, if it's a big show or something, it really doesn't matter in the greater sense of the galaxy. But I get it. They're probably like, oh, fuck. That's huge. And I get that.
Somebody's probably just texting that Brennan's sniping. He don't care. He's the king. If you come at the king, you better not miss. Charles Barkley said it about JJ Redick. I mean, this is getting juicy in the NBA. Not the games. Charles Barkley shitting on the NBA and how it's unwatchable and they're just jacking up 3-pointers. And JJ Redick's another bitch from Duke. Everybody from Duke is a bitch. Look it up. They're all bitches.
And Geno was talking about how I should have hired at least Garrett to go to
wow, he's covering everything.
And be the producer and stuff. And I mean, how many times did I have to say it? How many times did I have to explain that after 10 years of Compound Media, I was done with any type of overwatch on anything. I didn't want to be responsible for a...
Listen, I'm sorry to keep stopping, but I get it, man. I did. Listen, My career is a joke. My career is shit. But I've done 650 shows. I looked it up in the last 2 years since Labor Day, since New Year's Eve 2022 to New Year's Eve 2024. I did 650 shows. And I'm like tired. I'm like tired on a different level that I've ever been tired before. Cumia did this for 20 years with Opie, and then he did 10 years of Compound Media. I get it. He's like, I don't want to deal with anything anymore.
Business. I didn't want to have to worry about logistics. I didn't want to worry about payroll. I just wanted to do a show and get paid for it. So to say, like, why didn't you bring him over to do? How does someone not understand what a guy of my age wants to do with his life?
Plus, you just had a fucking heart procedure. Jesus Christ, have a little mercy on his fucking soul, Geno, and his heart.
At this point in my life, I want to sit here 4 days a week for an hour and a half and spout about black people and just do my show.
He gets him.
To bring other people on board, you should have taken Garrett and Steve, and then I could have been part of it. No. Compound Media was over. Done. I was now going to do my show as a partner in Censor.tv that didn't have to rely on worrying about anything.
Geno, he just had a heart procedure, quadruple bypass. I mean, that kind of, right, Dr. Steve, right, Sorcerer? Doesn't when that happens, you go like, all right, let me get my priorities straight. He's not worried about Garrett and Steve or Eve.
As far as the workings of the show, the personnel that makes the show go on, I turn my camera on Monday at 4:30. I turn it off Thursday at 6 p.m. That's all I fucking want to do. And if you call that greedy or selfish or narcissistic or self-serving, then I could say suck my dick. Because I've earned that. I've earned the right to not have anyone else dependent on me.
That's true.
I did a great job over the course of the years having people depending on me and doing that job.
Wow.
But at this point in my life, with everything that's gone on and 10 years of having a great business and a great time with some great people, why the fuck am I obligated to bring people with me and do this and pay that and make sure this one's taken care of? How dare you even insinuate that?
This is incredible.
At this point in my life, after everything I've done. Thank you. Geno was demanding I say thank you to him. And I have many times. Thank you. Geno stepped in for me when I was out because of health things or obligations. I had to go somewhere. Geno would step up and do my show. Thank you, Geno. It was a great, fun time. They end. Fun times end.
He's telling the truth because Opie and Anthony, I wasn't a part of it, but it seemed like the greatest time ever. So he's already been through that. So Compound Media ending, he's already been through Opie and Anthony ending. So he's been through that. So it's like, is it great that it's ending? No, but shit ends.
Every single great fucking time I've ever had in my life at some point has ended. It's called being an adult and knowing that things end.
Wow.
And you don't turn around then and shit on the magic carpet that was supplying the good time.
Wow.
It ended. Move the fuck on. That's how that shit works.
The music. I hope I'm not gonna lose my channel, but this is Sheckler type quality with the music, with the dramatic music, and this is incredible stuff. And thank God I didn't have a guest. Thank fucking God, because the guest would be like, "Hey, what am I here for?" I'd be like, "I don't know," because you cannot top this. This is incredible, riveting stuff. Somebody said in Cumia's chat, "What is a Geno?"
And you want to talk about a couple of other things? I was asked, Anthony, could we use the TriCaster cameras, microphones, soundboard, monitors, computers to do our show? This was all stuff that was going to be shipped down to Censor.tv. When we merged, Censor.tv took control of all the hardware that was in Compound Media. Suck my dick, Anthony Cumia said, of course. Take it. Take thousands of dollars in equipment so you guys can set a show up. They're still using it. I've never asked about it. I've never asked for money about it. And I've never asked them for it back. And I never will. It's theirs. I gave it to them. I have no regrets over giving it to them. That's suck my dick, Anthony. Jesus.
This is better than fucking when Biden, Biden has to do a informal press conference. He's just going. He's not going off of notes. Cumia is just riffing. How long has this been on? It's been on for a while. He's very compelling personality, especially compared to Joe Biden. You ever see Joe Biden in these pop-up press conferences, like after Afghanistan? The guy's. Speaking of suck my dick, the guy's horrific.
And here's another little thing. You name me one fucking company that would allow you to take your broadcast library from a decade and be able to play that on your new platform that doesn't involve me. I make no money off of it.
Either does Geno. So you got that in common. Geno thought the In Hot Water catalog was going to like the Bob Dylan catalog. It's going to be worth $600 million.
You're taking intellectual property.
Yep.
Copywritten material.
Yep.
From my company.
Yep.
And playing it on your platforms now.
Yep.
Without me saying a word. And again, I'll never say a word. Take it, use it, God bless. Make a fortune off of it.
He didn't.
I'm suck my dick, Anthony. Really? Find one company. Viacom CBS wanted $1 million for Opie and Anthony's NEW shows. And we had to look at our agent and go, are they out of their fucking minds? No. I gave every single clip, every show for 10 fuck years to anyone that wants it. Garrett and Steve play The Dump. They play clips from other shows, them behind the booth. Have I ever said those are mine?
And Ivar, he puts up old burning bridges, and they could take them down. They don't. They leave them up.
They are mine. Tomorrow, I can stop anyone from playing any clips from Compound Media on their show. I would never do that. I'm suck my dick, Anthony, Geno. I'm suck my dick, Anthony. Interesting.
New title.
Fucking interesting.
Suck my dick, Anthony. He's not even drunk. He is pissed. You got his Italian going, Geno. You got his Italian going.
Mexican water doesn't give you diarrhea. What about club soda that doesn't chest bump out of the joint? Olive Cox, €5.
Adam. Anthony, you got to put the super chats. I try to teach that to your boy Steel Toe. You got to put the super chats up on the screen. They want credit for them.
I'd say Blair, glad to have you in the South, Ant. Are you saying y'all yet? Not yet. I can't make that jump, but I am loving because I saw somebody else chatted and they said, "How are you loving Greenville?" I'm loving it. We just went out.
We're loving
down
it.
To one of our favorite places that we go for
McDonald's.
Drinks.
We're loving it. Get it?
And dinner, and then there's a great beer place where we get our Belgian Duvel beers. Just astounding. Couldn't be happier being down here, man. And it's 10 degrees warmer. It's like in the 30s, like low 30s, I hear, in the daytime in New York. And it's like the low 40s here in the daytime. And that makes a difference.
It sure does on my bike.
What's your secret to staying sharp and funny? Well, I did. Don't embarrass me. Let's see. A890223, $20. Thank you. When are you buying a Belgian Malinois or German Shepherd? Trust me, it works. Bennett. Okay, you brought it up. We are actively seeking and already have a breeder, and in the spring, we will be acquiring a Belgian Malinois. Yep.
Okay, it's not as compelling when he's talking about his stupid dogs. So should I move ahead or what should I do?
We have people that have them. They are impeccable. Walked out with it on purpose, like Seinfeld episode. Please tell me a gaming PC from a company. And my friends, like Chris Balsano, they say, "Are you a fucking idiot? Build your own." Ted couldn't be super friends in the POD. I love Geno. And he did. My number was out there. It's done. Geno still, right? Vito. And I'm like, oh, it's just like they know what the fuck is going on. And yeah, so come springtime, one with the brown, but with the black kind of not spots, but areas on
Gay
like dogs.
Gay.
And the look in these dogs' eyes just are like they know what the fuck is going on. And yeah, so come springtime, you'll get a whole new show content of our Belgian Malinois. Thank you for that. What's the best band in your opinion out of the 311? What's the best band in your opinion out of 311 and the original Sublime? New Zealand. 10 New Zealand dollars. I don't know.
Greg Lambert, that you?
I wasn't a big, I know the basics from 311. But I don't know. I'm sorry. Hi, Ant. This is Age of Carl. Thanks. Send Kevin Brennan the link. Save him from another late night Saturday show with morbidly obese comic Ray DeVito. You know what's so fucked up about Ray DeVito?
Wow, he said his name. Thank you, Stalin. He said Ray DeVito's name.
Besides the fact that he's just Ray DeVito.
He's Italian?
For an instant, when I see DeVito, when I'm scrolling, I go like, ugh. And then I see it's Joe DeVito, who is one of the funniest fucking comics I've ever known. When he's on Gutfeld's show, he's hilariously funny. He's been great every single time he's been on the Anthony Cumia show. He still keeps in touch. He's not one of these fucking guys. And then I see the name DeVito, and I'm like, oh, it's Ray DeVito. Oh, Yeah. Well, I'm not going to save Kevin from that age of quarrel. But thoughts on the 20th, Eric Okerlund. I don't know. What's all right? Sunday. All right, Monday's the 6th.
All right, I can't watch him talking about politics. Well, we said his name, Ray. Well, thank you, Stalin, because I was gonna jump off. Well, Ray DeVito, he's kind of neato. Wow, we can go back to it. I paused it. Wow, Greg Lambert's here. How can you be in two places over there? Now you're over here now. Wow. All right. Shout out to FAC for tipping me off. Listen, I'm not stupid. If Cumia is live and he's got 4K, maybe something happening. Cumia has 4K viewers tonight. No wonder why. Like Shuli Trailer Park. Phil is now helping Cumia with the cheap Argentinian bots. Yeah, that seems a little high for Cumia, but you never know. Listen, I'm doing good over here, so I can't really complain. And my numbers did go up. That's a fact. My numbers went up 50% when Cumia was here. So that's why he should charge me. He should charge the shitwire. Apparently, at one time, Dixon was eating Felicia's gabagool, and I think she farted in his face. I guess that's where a lot of his anger comes from. I think it comes from the fact that he's like Geno. He just he thinks he's like one of these guys. It's like he's got a lot to say, and then the more he says, the dumber and pathetic he looks. And it's amazing that these guys found each other, Geno and Pat Dixon. Taz has Dixholm syndrome instead of Stockholm. Yeah, the name I couldn't think of last night was Hamlet when I was thinking about the Shakespeare to be or not to be. My numbers are dropping if I don't watch Cumia. Cumia does bring in the numbers. You drinking tonight, Cabes. Got to, KB. Called a munch a hunch and called a munch and hunch. Called a munch and hunch. Wait, who's munch? Pat Dixon? Cumia took your advice and took. First of all, the fact that Geno. Remember when I first started doing my show, he said Brennan's a YouTuber, and now he's like Cumia. But again, Cumia doesn't know how to do it. You got to put him up on the screen. You just got to. It's like, first of all, people want the recognition. Also, it's just better for the show. Right, Red Honda? You sent me $2. Your name's on the screen, your picture, everything. Nice. See, I was trying to keep tabs on my ex name under an assumed name, Bill Tuttle. Then a hunchback and some limey so-and-so dime me out. Say, we need Chad to do Pat Dixon. Listen, you can't, listen. I don't know how to explain this, but I really know how to explain it, but like, at some point you got to go, hey, maybe I'm an idiot, like Geno Bisconte. But again, I don't, once Cumia is done with this show tonight, I don't even think he's going to be mad at Geno anymore. Once he gets it off his chest. And, that's kind of how it goes. And I'll be like, he got good content out of it. I did too. Thank you, Geno. Pizza Lunchables were GOAT 14 motherfuckers. Yeah, I never saw a pizza Lunchable. I would have bought them. Trainables. I wouldn't have bought that, Tigger. If Ray went to jail, he'd punch smallest guy day one. Yeah, he was killing he was ruthless on Tom Myers. Merchants receive merchants. Greg Lambert, how do you know? You're in third world country. Plus, you don't know Carl. Merchants receive customer PI as an anti-money laundering measure, not a means to broadcast an innocent customers. Dixon is an imbecile. Merchants receive customers PI, personal information, as an anti-money laundering measure, not as a means to broadcast an innocent customers. Yeah, it's interesting. Listen. I don't know who I would ask about this, but The fact that Dixon's bragging about, like he's always trying to impress his next girl. Listen, I think that's a tactic that pimps use. You always try to impress the current girlfriend by shitting on the ex-girlfriend. So Taz is sitting there like, yeah, he really hates Gilly, and he's really into me. And then she's next. He probably did the same thing to Gilly with Chrissy Mayer. So that's what they do. I mean, he's a low down dirty pimp is what he is. He's not good. Taz seems like a nice young man. I heard she's in 8th grade. Ray felt like an actual past comic last night. I mean, the fact that he was like shitting on Tom Myers, it's like no matter what Tom Myers said, Ray was like all cocky, like a young Greg Giraldo Jr. Adam called this episode Moody Blues, like the band. Dirty Deeds, where you been? Who are the 30 people watching Rob Saul? What the fuck, bro? Yeah, thank God I have to watch that. Somebody said Rob Saul's live, and then who was that guy who told me about Cumia? FAC monitoring. Yeah, I appreciate it, sir, because I didn't want to watch Rob Saul. I mean, Cumia's good at talking. That's a fact, Jack. Oh, plausibility denial. Cumia, he's full of shit. He's not. Geno's a loser. Pat Dixon's a loser. These guys are losers. And when Cumia's saying he's paying him disc jockey wages or radio wages, yeah, radio wages in the 80s and 90s, but not at current times. That's a fact, Jack. So he didn't like the fact that he was paying, Aaron Berg and Geno Bisconte a lot of money because they really weren't bringing anything to the network. They were bringing like a lead into his show, but they weren't really bringing in. And again, Aaron Berg left. Nobody followed him. Geno left. Nobody followed him. And thinks KB is real mob boss that attacks his Clippers. I think he does. No, I think Geno at one point was like, Misery loves Clips. He assumed it was me. It ain't. That's a fact. I have all the proof I need. I mean, I can't prove that it's not me, but he can't prove that him. You know what I mean? Like, I have no connection to the guy. Misery loves Clips. So I can't be like, look, it's not me, but it's not me. Again, if I could do clips, I'd do my own clip show. I might learn how to do clips now. Now that Cumia thinks it's me, I might get in my own clip show. It can't be that hard. If fucking Kevin Sanborn can do it, free plug. Leo Gunn. Leo Gunn does more than you guys will ever know. Geno was paying Stansel $125 per in hot water out of his own pocket. The extra $25 per show was to stick it to KB. He said, who said that? Geno or Stansel? Listen, they had to give Geno more money, Leo Gunn. Leo Gunn is not an idiot. I think that's another reason why my show is good, because these guys are not idiots. Leo Gunn, Beloved Chatter, Rapey Ray, they're not idiots. So Geno got more money. At some point, he went to either to Cumia or E-Rock and said, I need money to pay people to sit in the chair that Aaron Berg used to sit in. And they're like, oh, that makes sense. We'll give you money. So there's no way Geno paid. Geno didn't pay Stansel out of his pocket, out of his own money. There's no way he would do that. So they had extra money for Aaron Berg. They paid Aaron Berg, probably $400 a show. So they had extra money, and they didn't want to lose the complete audience like they did when Gavin left and they got Bill Schultz in there. So they're like, yeah, we'll give Geno some money to pay guests. Yeah, the extra 25 was sticking to KB, and that worked. That worked, Leo Gunn. I'm stuck. Cumia talking about suck my dick. I'm suck my dick, Anthony Cumia. Congrats to the new Dazzleverse power couple, Ozone and Crumb. You know who was really hit it off last night? Mr. Kill and Mike Myers. Mike Myers. I get him confused with that guy from the Halloween movies. Mike, that's what I'm gonna call him from now. Mike Myers. Tom Myers and Mr. Kill. They get along famously, as they say. If Ant was smart, he would have done that. Tony, Listen, man, I thought it was great. Once he talks about politics, I can't. But him talking to what's really happening, and again, that's why I said. That's what he said when he was on. If he did every show about Opie, his numbers would be gigantic. And he's like, yeah, but I don't even know what he said. I was talking about the Uncle Rico show. I said, if you did a show, people want to hear what your take on Opie, but you want to do it every day. But his numbers would be great if he talked about Opie every day. But would he want to do it? No, because he's a pro. Send Geno the link. Let's fucking go. I don't even have his email. Let me get caught up. Cumia would be an excellent grand wizard and leader for the clan. That's a fact. You're not wrong, Kush King. Cumia, first of all, the first thing Cumia want to do is fuck your wife. I mean, so that's why he would be like good at that kind of cult leader. It'd be like, hey, I'm going to make you number 3. He'd say to me, like, I'm going to make you number 3 after Geno Bisconte, but I got to fuck your wife to let you know so you can show that you're loyal. But Geno questioning Cumia's loyalty after all the money he's paid Cumia is laughable. And I pointed that out, and Chad pointed that out. So, every idiot, and I'm saying I'm an idiot, so Chad won't get mad, is pointing that out. That the loyalty that Geno showed to Cumia, Cumia's paying Geno's rent. Kush King, well done. What the fuck does karaoke? Who the fuck does karaoke for fun? Drunk women at Ray. Yeah, but Cumia is a great singer, so that's why he does karaoke. I'm not stupid. Even when I'm drunk, I'm not stupid. So when we're at Sullivan's, Cumia and Geno are talking about karaoke, they're not including me, but like I'm going home. It's 10:30. I'm drunk. I got a family. I'm going home. But Cumia, I know why Cumia wants to go because he's a good singer. He used to be in a fucking band with his brother. Remember that picture? I wish I had a picture available. Him and his brother, the gayest picture I've ever seen. I mean, it's one thing to be in a band and then to take a picture where you're leaning against the other guy. But if he's your brother, that makes it somehow extra gay. Franklin Sheckler. Cumia's loyal to the Geno rivals came. I'm loyal to Ray. First of all, last night was a beautiful accident, as they say about a lot of pregnancies. It's a beautiful accident. It started out. Wait, who was the first guy that showed up? Tom Myers, I think. Then Mr. Kill, and then Ray showed up. And shout out to Teamster Tim. I think he talked him into it. So I have no loyalty to Ray whatsoever, Franklin Sheckler. I think you should countersue Ray because you're making Ray money. He's saying you're costing him money. I think you're making him money, Franklin Sheckler. Countersue Ray civilly, and I'll testify on your behalf. Weed is legal in New York. What would weed is legal in New York? What would be Garrett's purpose? To move? People depend on Cumia, now it depends. That's mean. Kevin Sambor, back-to-back, mean. Would Artie have talked smack like Geno about? Fuck Artie. Artie's a junkie. He's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. I wish him nothing but terrible things. And nothing but terrible things have happened to him for decades. But continue. Cheers. Again, Artie wasn't that good. Artie's a third mic. That's what he is. He's a third mic. He was a third mic on Howard Stern. And then as a second mic, he was a failure on Cumia's show. That's a fact, Jack. Bud Dickman. Where you been, Bud Dickman? Geno got his panties in a wad. Listen, Cumia's going to drop it after this. Cumia got good content out of it, and he got some super chats, so good for him. Geno versus Cumia 2025, the universe provided. Cumia's just gonna be like, Geno, I had to get off my chest, and so I wouldn't have another heart attack. Cumia don't care, but it was good content out of the Bisconte bit. It's not a good look for Geno. That's a fact. It's not a good look for Geno. Daytron's always got a good take. Geno's head is almost as fat as Melton's back. Happy Father's Day. Oh yeah, we don't even have a fat guy. Liam's available, but I didn't know what to do tonight. I was tired, man. Sometimes you just get tired. How many hours did I do yesterday? And again, Cumia did fucking 20 years with Opie, and then he did 10 years at Compound. And Geno's like, you should have hired Garrett and Steve. Geno's a bitch. Geno talks a lot. But it amounts to nothing. Anybody that's ever had a relationship with Geno, it ends badly. His exes. I can't wait till he turns on Canoe and Maybelline. What's her name? Georgiana. What's her name? Coming replacing his old dog. Replace the old dog with a new one, with a loyal one. Thank you, beloved chatter. Comey replacing his old dog Geno with a loyal one. At some point, you just go like, people are shit. Dogs are simple. You feed them, they love you. Beloved chatter, thank you. Greg Lambert, $14.99. Like a useless drug-addicted failure of his son, Geno blames Daddy Cumia for cutting the strings instead of taking charge of his own life. He owes you nothing, Geno. You know talent drunk. We have a new working title. You know talent drunk. Listen, you guys get it. Geno doesn't get it. How does everybody get it but Geno? How does everybody get it but Pat Dixon? And you notice how Cumia waited for a couple of days to like, let's see what happens. And then he's like, let me address it tonight. And Geno's probably like, come on, boss. And again, listen, whenever he talks about Garrett and Steve, I think about Adam. Adam was great. Adam was fantastic. I couldn't have made it to this point without Adam. And that's 100% a fact. But when Adam quit, I was like, okay, Adam quit. So I don't have to get a new Adam. And again, it's easier if you don't have to deal with like 100 zillion people. So even last night, I had Mr. Kill, I had Ray DeVito, and I had Tom Myers, or as I call him, Mike Myers. So then I got to be like, all right, what do I pay them? And then I got to do a show tonight, and blah blah blah. And then when Adam worked here, I'd be like, Adam, I'm going to do a show. Can you? Adam used to. I was so pathetic. Adam used to. If I told him, Adam, I'm going to start like on a Saturday night, I'd be like, Adam, I'm going to do a show at 10. Can you like put it up? And then all I had to do was like click live. Nah, it's so simple. So the point is when Garrett and Steve quit and Adam quit, you just go like, I'll be all right. They're not here for Adam and Steve. Adam is over on Brian McCarthy. Nobody watches. They're here. So they're not here for Brian McCarthy or Adam. They're not here for Garrett or Steve. They're here for Cumia. But everybody likes to play games. It's like, no, you should send, you got to send this guy the link. You got to get Teamster Tim. You got to get fucking Jim Stansel. Fuck those losers. They're losers. That's a fact check. Gilly, you want to come on? I'm already warmed up now. Let me see if Gilly texted me. Gilly's never available, and that's part of her charm. Because you don't want to be available. Haven't heard from Gilly. I'm like Marlon Brando. Oh, he's still live? Wow, he's still fucking live. Holy shit. At least he's done with the politics.
To podcast. It's a whole different world. And I see some people trying to be radio guys in a podcast world. And it just comes off as like cheesy, maybe.
Who?
I think Opie is petrified to do a show. I've said this for years. I think he doesn't want to do a show. He'll tell you he just doesn't want to do a show, but he doesn't want to do it because then you are kind of critiqued against other shows.
Right.
If you just go on and go, I'm just boom, record,
Right.
play, I'm streaming. Hey man, I'm here. Then if someone goes, wow, what was that?
That's what Ray DeVito does. Ray DeVito does that too. That's why he's like, I don't start at the same time every day. That's why I have to tell people, are you guys into it? So I'm like, no, Ray, start every day at the same time. See what happens. But Ray doesn't want to deal with that. Ray's fucking Opie, except 1/1,000,000th less successful.
That wasn't entertaining, or it was boring, or it was this or that. You could go, doesn't matter. I'm just popping on, man.
Yeah.
It's not a show.
Ray DeVito.
Whatever.
Ray DeVito.
And it gives you an out to the criticism.
Ray DeVito.
If you do a show and it's every day at a certain time.
Wow, I just said this. Me and Cumia, that's why we got along. Because it's on some level we think exactly the same. Go ahead. He's talking about Ray DeVito and Opie.
And you talk about topics, whatever it is. Could be politics, could be entertainment.
Black people.
Fucking toilet paper use, whatever it is. I just think there's more demand on you and more things to judge you.
Right. There is more demand. Like tonight, I'm like, if I don't, listen, it got dark early. It's fucking cold. I'm like, I'm going to bed. I'm like, I can't go to bed. There's demands on me. I got to do a fucking show, and I'm going to do a fucking show. Because if I don't, people are like, what happened to Brennan? He can't do a show without Stuttering John. That's not even my show. That's the Uncle Rico show.
Based on, oh, this guy does a show, and he's better than you. But if you just say, I'm just on here, it's not a show, then you have an excuse for not being good. And I think he's used that for quite some time. I'll never understand popping on and announcing who's in the room for a good 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's insane.
Just everyone that pops in.
That's insane.
And then your entire show is reading the chat. And I mean, like, people are talking or you're trying to talk about something, but you're focused on the chat.
Yeah.
Like, don't look at the chat.
Yeah.
Look at the camera and talk about something you're passionate about.
Yeah.
This is like 101.
Yeah.
But he's just focused on the chat, waiting for someone to say something bad about him. So you can be like, oh, really?
Right.
Really? Like, don't acknowledge it.
Or something about O&A.
So I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. But it's not a show. He's on a streaming platform, but I would never call that a show. And then when he does the stuff from the bar, he's got a couple other guys, and every single time one of those guys starts talking, boom, he's fixated on the chat.
Yeah.
He's not even listening.
Yeah.
And you'll hear him sometimes if someone gets loud and says something like, bah, he'll go, right? And then right back to see what the people are saying.
Yep.
Fuck the chat. My week, my show I do, my daily show, well, Monday through Thursday.
You haven't done a show in fucking 2 weeks, man. Get back on it. Get on the grind, motherfucker.
Look at a chat. I don't have a chat. I have a sheet of what I want to talk about.
Black people.
And I fucking talk about
Black people.
I don't look at what other people are saying. It's so counterproductive, especially if the only reason you're looking is to see if people are complimenting or insulting you. It's the worst fucking thing. And I've seen so many people do this in podcasts.
Not me. I only read super chats. You got to pay for the privilege for me to discuss your point.
They will sit there and stare off camera at their chat. And if they have a guest who's talking, they pay not a fucking bit of attention to them. I see it all the time. John is great with that. Stuttering John. A bonanima. Might never see him again. He never comes back. He'll be back in no time. Trust me. But how do you just sit there and he doesn't even try to fake it. He sits there going, not a show. A show is you are on camera. You start at a certain time.
Right, Ray DeVito. Study this, Ray DeVito.
You end at a certain time. You talk
I know people are like, Brennan don't start. I started at 4 o'clock hour. Cumia used to start at 4 o'clock. He don't anymore. He starts at 4:30, maybe 4:45. So go fuck yourself. I start in the 4 o'clock hour, and on the weekends I start in the 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock hour. Mostly 9 or 10 o'clock hour. I'm consistently inconsistent, but I'm consistent. You know you're gonna get a show. I won't do a show tonight. I did it anyway. To stick it to everybody. Jim Stansel mostly.
Things that you're interested in that you hope, anyway, that the audience will be interested in. Something compelling, interesting.
It's not even that. Cumia misses the whole point. Cumia is good at talking. So he could talk, even black people. He could talk about black people and people, like he's good at talking. That's a fact, Jack. That's why they watch Cumia. Now, they don't even agree with him half the time. He's good at talking.
Scary. Whatever it is.
Black people, Leslie Jones.
Talk about that. And you don't let the fucking chat influence you by them calling you an asshole. Oh, Anthony and Jimmy with a funny thing. So, really? Really? Were they? Why would you let that distract you? Why the fuck? I'll never understand this. And I see it happen. They all do it. Brennan does it.
I don't take it back. I read super chats. How fucking dare you? I'm going to wash your fucking mouth out with soap.
Why the fuck? I'll never understand this. And I see it happen. They all do it. Brennan does it. Really? And it really is just laziness. I'll be honest. It's
Anthony, I do 325 shows a year. So I rely on the super chats. My super chats are great. I don't read the free chat. I'm looking at the super chats. They're great, and I make money, and we all win.
It's people that depend so much on what the chat might say instead of what you might have fucking.
Don't say the chat. The chat and the super chat are two different things. That's a fact, Jack. There's no disputing that. The chat is, the report chat is disgusting. Put the Haktua.
Tried to prepare. What are you passionate about?
Black
what
people.
Interests you?
My wife's black.
I'll tell you something. Honestly, you don't even have to talk about things that might interest other people that are watching or listening to you. You don't have to try to figure out what is my audience interested in. If you, as the host, come off as someone that is interested and passionate about what you're talking about, people will go like, well, that's interesting. This guy is really into this.
No. It's not that. It's not passion. You got to be good at it. You can be passionate all you want. Joey C's passionate. Nobody watches him. You got to be good at talking. Anthony Cumia is good at talking. Look, it says right at Anthony Cumia show.
Or, wow, I never thought of it that way. You're putting something out there that the people might find interesting. Just a popularity contest on the chat. How many people call me an asshole? How many people said I'm awesome? That's your show? Holy mother of fuckwad. That ain't a show. Jeez.
I'm over here now.
Jesus H. Christ. All right. Oh, let me go. Wow. And that was my, is a 380 worth carrying? No, that was.
See?
Yeah, do you feel jealous about the massive success of Opie? To wrap that up, here's another thing. I will never deny Opie is very successful. We had probably, I got to say this, and I am not a pat myself or us on the back guy. I don't brag about shit. I'm very fucking subdued when it comes to accomplishments. I'm not comfortable with compliments or anything like that. I think people realize that. But I think the fact of the matter is the Opie and Anthony show, as far as success and especially financial success goes, we're second to Howard Stern. I don't think any other show made more money than us, except for the Howard Stern show. The show we made millions of dollars. And Opie, I think he still has his communion money. This guy was not known for splurging. As far as success goes, I think Opie's fine. I don't think when people go, oh, he's going to go broke, he needs money. I don't know why he begs for stars or super chats or anything like that.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
I think it's for more of an ego thing, or, it's a goal for him. Like, oh, if I make more money, I made this much tonight. So
yeah, but it's embarrassing. How's it a goal if you're rich? Why are you worried about $10 from Greg Lambert? It makes no sense, Cumia. Do it like Cumia does, like read super chats, but don't make your show about making money like Opie does. Opie wakes up early, is like, oh, the guy sent me $2. I gotta say his name.
More people are interested in what I'm saying. But as far as finances goes, we always both made the same paycheck. Whenever a deal was negotiated, our contract was for the same amount of money. We had the same finance guy. We still do. We both have the same finance guy for 30 years, 25 years. So I know our investments were very similar. Safe, growth. We're not going crazy here. But I think Opie has a lot of money. And if that's how you judge success, then he's very successful. As far as
listen, I don't mean to cut him off, but like Opie, Cumia is he's dealing with a different thing. Opie has kids. Opie has a wife. Opie he lives in New York. Opie's gonna run out of money. That's a fact. That's my take. He's gonna run out of money if he doesn't. Opie has said that. Opie might have been like it was a work. But Opie's going to run out of money at some point.
Wanting to have that notoriety, fame, a viral video, like he needs that. It seems like he needs that. And if you judge success in that light, then I think he's got a little ways to go. So how you judge success might be different as far as Opie goes.
I had a bad dream last night. Not last night. I woke up early. Then I had to try to go to sleep. I had a really bad dream about the Comedy Cellar. It was bad. So I'm the king here. I'm the king. I'm not. It was a bad dream, and I woke up. I was like, holy shit. So this is a literal. I don't know if I believe in God. But this whole live stream is literally a godsend. So I'm not the king, Rickosaurus, and I'm not going to bring Tuna Town anywhere. Listen, you're a sick man, Rickosaurus. But this show is great. And again, I don't even know how to say it. I trust my instincts with the show, and that's why it's so great. I'm number one. Hey, KB, here's $10 since supers are down due to Cumia takeover Saturday nights. It was a good run. He's killing me. Imagine if Cumia did every Saturday night. He'd lose his fucking mind. Listen, he's basically telling you, like, he's retired. He doesn't want to deal with Garrett and Steve. He did the Today Show because he took off the last 2 weeks. He wants to get warmed up for Monday. He's got a lot to say. And then again, he's going to watch tonight's numbers. He's not an idiot. He'll see tonight's numbers and be like, well, my numbers were good on Saturday. Maybe I'll go up against Brennan. Do it!